My name is Sleeman and this is my story, Drained. Plot: a young man is on a battle with depression and social anxiety. He has no one to speak to and his parents neglect him because of alcoholism. He tries to escape his stressful life by writing up a diary, but eventually he reaches the limit. Theme I'm going for is a drama. I want it to be a really dark, sad drama. There's going to be 4 main characters, 1 protagonist, 3 antagonists. So everyone's out to get the antagonist, which is the main guy. The duration I'm looking for is roughly about 10 minutes. And the setting of the film is going to be present time in Manchester. So nothing from the past. Where did I get the idea from? I got the idea from personal, kind of just what I've seen in my friends, because a couple of my friends are going through the same things, and I thought I'd want to incorporate it into an idea. So yeah, the inspirations, like I said, it's personal, to do with like what my friends are going through as well. So I thought I'd type an idea so I could kind of relate. Tom is the main character. He's the main protagonist in our story, and he's the one who goes through all the grief and everything until he reaches his limit at the end. His mum, his dad, and his work boss are all against him. And the reason why I went for the most protagonists is because I want to show the audience how everyone is against his character, and that's what caused him to be really depressed. Yeah, so one of the main themes in the film is the diary, and the other reason why I put this in for the most is because he's got no one else to speak to in his life, so he decides to put all of his thoughts of what happens every day into his diary. Now I think that'll play an important part, since there will be a lot of coverage of the diary as well. And yeah, one of the other main themes is neglect. I want to really show the audience how alcoholic parents can relate to neglectness, how you treat your kid and stuff. Yeah, and obviously I really want to show depression and mental issues as well. I want to see a character breaking down from being normal to losing his head at the end. The look I want to go for a really dark, grainy film, or not a lot of like light stuff. I want all the interior and exteriors to be really dark. Every single outside unit, every single inside scene, I want to be really dark and grainy look to kind of fit the tone. Now, the challenges I found with writing this story was, of course, finding research. Now, could have just went on to NHS and looked up depression and all that stuff, but obviously there's more into it with obviously alcoholism, so I had to kind of do a lot of research into find alcoholism and stuff, and I tried to find a couple of films that could kind of like have the same tone, but could only find ones that had something to do with depression and not with alcoholic parents, so that was a really main challenge for me to get. Another challenge that I had was blending narration with dialogue. I decided to break the rules a bit, and instead of just going for just one direct story with dialogue, I wanted to have the narration blended in as if he was speaking out of his, like the entry to his diaries, if that makes sense. But yeah, another one was working out the climax as well. Now I wanted to just go for a really violent ending and just have him, building a rage against his parents, and end up killing his parents, but I decided that was just, it would have fell flat of an ending, so I wanted to do something a bit more different, so I kind of thought of various ways that could have ended the film. And yeah, and also because I said that I wanted to, I decided to break the rules with narration and stuff, I wanted to have it in a non-chronological start as well, so the beginning would start where he's reached his limit and he goes on his rampage, but it was just a good way of how I could get that to work. Yeah. Any questions?
Alright, so you said you wanted the story in a non-chronological order.
Yeah.
Is that so at first when you see him sort of flip out or do whatever, like at the beginning where he's lost it and he can't take it anymore?
Yeah.
That sort of show him as the antagonist and the others as the protagonist.
Yeah.
And then afterwards it sort of switches around and you see why he's driven to do that.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to go for, because I wanted to start the story with a lot of action, a lot going on, and a lot of confusion as well. You know, because it was like an inciting incident. There's a lot going on at the start, and then I wanted to, for the rest of the story, it be kind of like a progression of what builds up to that point that happens at the end. So yeah.
Have you found that there's going to be like any issues that you may have to be sensitive when you're talking about? So
Yeah,
like
I had to
alcohol?
think of taste, obviously. I didn't really want to show a lot of scenes where it could like be distressing to a viewer, like, you know, like abuse from the parents or stuff like that. So I had to put a lot of that into consideration, and I want to do it subtle, but not like too subtle. Like, I want it to be a powerful meaning behind the story. Yeah. Any other questions?
Is it going to be like a naturalistic, like realistic performance?
Yeah, it's going to be a really.
Is there going to be, because you said you wanted the like violence and the abuse and everything to be more subtle,
Yeah.
but for like distressing reasons for people that have been through that sort of thing. But is that going to be enough to actually shock the audience at the end?
Yeah, because
You're going to do things like twist it around to make it like subtle still.
yeah, because one of the possible endings I was thinking of was even taking his own life at the end, but not actually showing the audience how it happens. It's just it happens, and then there'd be like kind of the next day kind of thing where, I don't know, the police come and find the bodies, and then the policeman walks out slowly. So it was like three. It was like we found 3 bodies instead of 2 bodies. So instead of actually showing the violence happening, like showing the deaths and stuff, I'd rather keep it like subtle but powerful. So you might just think the parents are both dead, but it's actually the main character that's took his own life too. That's what I was kind of thinking for the ending.
How effectively, like, have you thought about how you would effectively engage the audience in terms of like the mental health issues, how you might highlight it?
Yeah, well, I wanted to obviously grab the audience straight away in the beginning with kind of a message, so it could be him like crying. I was thinking of putting into the script of him crying, like into his diary or something, or I mean, I was looking into other like forms of doing it, like self-harm and stuff, but like I said, I want to put taste into consideration, and I won't really want to show that, you know, but there might be a way to get past it if I'm subtle about it. So, yeah. Any other questions?
Is the protagonist an introvert to just the antagonists, or is he like is the antagonisation made him more of an extrovert, where he's reflecting his feelings and suppression upon other people?
Can you repeat the question?
So basically, him being abused and everything, does that change his attitude towards other people, or is he still like introverted? Is he still like shy and nervous like around other people? Is it
Yeah.
just the people that are abusive?
Is obviously, apart from the beginning where it grips you, it shows the progression of the character, he's going to be a really mute, quiet person, and then it'll just keep building up and building up. So yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Good. That's good.
Any questions?